welcome to Booth Talk. I'm Brennan.
I'm Uno.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Jacob. I've been on this before, so nice to be back.
Yeah, nice to have you, man.
So, CYPERT, you were telling us that you can prove that we're in a simulation.
I didn't say I could prove it.
Let's talk about this. You think we're in a simulation, though, right?
I know, I didn't say that.
I thought you did.
I said I can see why people would believe that.
No, this is why last week when we started having this discussion, it got confusing because we all agreed that we're not in a simulation.
There's no fucking way we're in a simulation.
Well, I don't know if Uno
no,
agrees. This is my first time meeting him.
Yeah. I'm like so blown away from whatever y'all talking about right now. You know, I'm like that person.
It was a private conversation.
That's what I'm saying. But like, what was the?
Do you know what the theory is that we're all living in a simulation? You know, that Elon Musk is really adamant that we live in a simulation.
Right? Yeah. No, I've heard that.
But Elon Musk, of course, would feel that way because he's fucking rich and he's got everything going for him. That's why people believe.
But see, if I was in his position, I would be not. I'd say we're not in a. I'd be like, no, what? No, this was all me.
Right? Yeah.
No,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's how I'm feeling.
This isn't like planned and programmed.
I'm just that good.
But the antithesis of Elon Musk is people who are homeless and got it shit on. Like, why would they believe that? What simulation theory would like? Yeah, you know what? I'm glad we're in a simulation where I just get fucked on over the.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. They gotta, there is only a certain. It's like a very thin slice of people who will believe. They got to be doing good enough to where they could. They're not doing too good to where they don't want to take away the credit. But they also, it's a fine line. It definitely is.
What a lame simulation. Like our roads still crack. The grass still dies. Like
see,
you couldn't create something better than this.
Real.
Yeah, seriously. Like this.
See, I don't think we're in a simulation because I just don't think it would make sense because it sounds like that's what we're trying to build. So I don't think it would make sense to have a simulation that builds towards building a simulation.
I would think, to be truthful, I would think you would have to like really distinguish how a simulation wouldn't be reality itself. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, technically, you could kind of say it is a simulation, even if we don't see it as that way. You feel what I'm saying?
Did we build the simulation, or
someone else built the simulation?
But who's somebody else?
Right? Yeah, because
that's the God.
Well, no, I mean, like example, like let's say we were
Alien?
tomorrow we build a simulation. Like it's like, all right, great job, we did it, guys. Pats on the back or however they celebrate.
Yeah, hypothetically, they just get a perfect
they're
one.
Like, we got it, it's here. So like, how do they got to put people into the simulation?
Right. No. Okay. So wait.
Right?
I guess that's what I'm thinking.
Wait,
are y'all saying like the
what do you
people
mean, no?
like we would be a part of the simulation, like we're made of it?
Yeah. The simulation isn't that there's people in the simulation. The simulation is that there's computers in the simulation.
Wait. No.
So
wait.
there are no. It's not the
So
Matrix.
why are we
it's not the Matrix. We aren't batteries.
So why are we building?
Right. Okay.
It's
we're.
just fucking, we're not real. We don't exist.
But then wouldn't if
are you talking about the new simulation or the one?
The one that we are in.
The one that
we
are.
We do not actually.
This is why it got confusing last time.
Okay,
we
so
started this saying we don't believe in a simulation.
I get it. Okay, so let's talk about this.
And now we're here.
That's the theory, though. That's the theory is that we do not actually exist.
You're playing devil's advocate.
So what I'm suggesting is
basically
let's treat.
We aren't in a simulation.
Showcasing the other coin. Showcasing the other side of the coin.
I'm giving you what the theory is.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like what I gotta say. It was just kind of like it's like Would existence being a simulation? What would that change?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
So
maybe we don't know that.
So I feel like since it doesn't really change nothing, then it's plausible.
I mean, it could easily be
Because
like the Rick and Morty simulation where it's a video game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It just becomes like if you create a simulation, what happens? Like, are things going to stay the same? That's.
Here's what I mean though. Like, so let's treat. Assuming we're in a simulation, so let's treat this simulation.
I like what you said. That just kind of hit me as I turned this way. You're right.
The simulation that we theoretically build tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Let's assume that simulation is the same one as this simulation that we're in.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So why would we build this? When we build the simulation tomorrow, who's going into it? We didn't build the simulation. No, we didn't build the simulation for nobody.
Yeah,
no.
They built the simulation for research.
I saw.
Right, yeah, to be able to see what happens.
So what you're
for an experiment to see if a computer-generated world would end up the same if left to its own devices.
That seems like even more pointless to build.
Or even to predict certain things.
But
No,
for a scientist
it seems
yeah,
pointless for
prediction.
anyone.
He said it. Prediction.
Why is it pointless? You can literally,
There-
if we
there's-
know how something is, if we
Like-
know how something is, and we can kind of let's say we had a simulation of the people who we are like going in war with. We could simulate the war and see what actually works, and if we've seen it work, then that's what we do in real life.
No, it totally makes sense to have little simulations, but to put in all the work to build a simulation that becomes autonomous and sentient and expands into this infinite universe, and then has people inside of it talking about simulations and how to build their own simulation.
I got
seems like way too much work to do.
I got 2 points to
just
make.
to see how a game ends up.
I got 2 points for you. One, have you seen that episode of Rick and Morty where he builds the miniverse or the microverse?
Yeah,
whatever?
I have, but
yeah.
There was a reason for that.
There was a
though.
reason for that. Two,
What was
What-
the reason for that? Wait, hold on.
it was a battery.
It was a
Okay,
battery.
yeah. Okay,
But he
go ahead,
wasn't.
continue.
But when maybe I just don't have. Maybe I'm just thinking when they talk about simulations. Maybe I'm not just thinking of the right thing. When I think of simulation, I'm thinking that they're trying to build either some type of augmented reality to where you can go in and out of it, or
Like a holodeck?
or like just an actual
Star
like
Trek?
Matrix type thing, and not necessarily where it's like you're slaves and you're a battery, but
So-
where it's like now we're going to put humans into this cloud, and everyone's going to do whatever they want in the cloud.
You know,
Right.
In the that's what I'm picturing the simulation is.
Has that idea.
I do, but
in it.
But let me get to point 2 before we talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Point two
because
is-
that could segue into
Yes.
something.
Point
yeah.
2 is that the reason that the simulation was made in the first place was to prove the simulation theory.
Which is a simulation theory.
The simulation theory is what we're talking about. Simulation is that we are in a simulation.
Wait,
so then-
so they build a simulation to prove that they're a simulation. Now we're trying to build a simulation to prove that we're a simulation.
How does that prove that though?
It doesn't. But it's just an endless
Because
cycle
that doesn't
of building
seem.
simulation.
It seems like all it's really proving is that you can make a simulation.
Right, yeah,
Yes,
no, but
exactly.
that's
That is
the whole
the proof.
point.
That's the
yeah,
point,
because
yeah.
you would assume
'Cause if
that
we can
even
do it,
yeah,
then why couldn't somebody else do it for us?
and then even more, but even more, if
The question is, why would someone build you a simulation?
To prove that they're not a simulation.
Right.
This just seems like it's like these scientists just trying to prove that they can build something.
no, but I'm saying it like this: if I myself think to build a simulation, what I create will probably think to build a simulation too. If I build a simulation based on
everything you know,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
then
question
it
is-
would take that and eventually within itself come to a simulation. Okay, I'm starting
Exactly.
to
I'm
get it
asking
now.
though,
Exactly.
if
There we
you
go.
could
I was
build.
taking it all in, taking every point.
Well, first
Absorb
off,
the knowledge.
are we assuming that the simulation that you build or that was built for us is identical to the world that it was built in?
It would probably be similar because what would they like?
We would base
think
it off
real
our own
quick,
life, I would
like
imagine.
like with gravity.
First off, that
and
sounds
with
very boring.
With
If-
physics and that,
Yeah,
we'd probably
life is-
base
life
it
is
off.
kinda crazy.
You're getting what I'm saying? How
yeah.
they because in a simulation you'd have to program the physics of weight and all that. It'd be based off us, right?
right, it'd be based
We
off what
wouldn't-
we know.
We wouldn't
So,
suddenly
it's
go
like-
like,
so
well,
it's-
let's make it be like what it'd be like on the moon.
Right. It's
Or
like how
would we?
scientists are always looking for life on other planets by using our own shit as the basis for what they're looking for. But there's nothing that says that an alien race doesn't breathe
Yeah,
heroin.
they all look for
Right.
carbon-based
Yeah.
life.
That's
That'd
but
be
true.
like,
crazy. That'd
That's
be crazy
true.
life.
That's true. There is
Yeah.
definitely, there is that idea that like they that they start with completely different, like they
Yeah.
start from like they don't start with like sticks and stones and like bronze tools. They start with like
Mercury.
Yeah.
or like stuff that like
Yeah.
Stuff that'll kill us.
yeah,
Yeah.
or stuff that were like in the Bob Lazar, one of the Bob Lazar interviews talks about like how he thinks that there's civilizations that could start with stuff that bends gravity, and then that could obviously change where you're at.
What bends gravity?
Well,
Well, like don't like black holes
Yeah.
build
Black,
gravity?
yeah.
That's all we can
It's
think
easy
of.
to get one of those.
Yeah, those just everywhere.
Conjured up.
I was about to order me one last week.
so we all agree that we're not in
Yeah.
a simulation.
I would say it's fun to talk
I just
about,
don't
but I would say
understand
no.
though. I just don't understand the point of having a simulation and not going into that simulation.
Because that's virtual reality.
That's what isn't that what? So the simulation is just like, hey, let's just see how.
It's a computer simulation
That sounds-
as
Right.
opposed to
That
a...
sounds even more pointless to build that.
See, but look,
I would say don't even bother.
Well, yeah, but you're not a scientist.
Like if I would come by and like, what are you working on? And he'd be like, oh, I'm working on a simulation. I'm like, oh, cool, we're gonna go inside this. And he's like, no, not at all. In
Fuck
fact, I don't know
no,
what's
you-
gonna happen.
but no, but
They're gonna be
seriously-
all sentient.
Like, no offense, Brennan, but That's why you are a filmmaker, and not a scientist.
That's like
That's
like
not the
somebody.
exact reason.
No. That's like somebody saying hey, like you know how you would make a movie based on someone's life to show somebody else, and even in the movie you might have him making.
But
a
there are
movie
plenty
based
of
on
people that come
somebody
up to me and
else's
be like, "What are you working on?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a movie about." And they're like, "Stop now."
So yeah, all right. So you do get it.
Right.
No, see, I just need to be that for the
okay,
scientists.
fair
You know, I need
enough,
to, what's going on over here? That doesn't sound interesting enough. Do something else. I want to have like an incubator in my house of just like a dozen scientists, you know, and I'll fund them with my film projects.
Like Silicon Valley?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they won't be funded well because it'll be my my film projects which are funded.
What would
from
you
my
have
job.
them make then? If since
But it's an incubator. They make what they want to make. You just
no, it sounds like
support
Brennan.
See, the thing
No,
is-
because
see,
Brennan
no,
said that he wouldn't allow them to start making a simulation.
I wouldn't
so
let
he's
them- I
already
wouldn't-
not
That's
allowing
I
them
don't
to
know.
make
the
movies.
that's the only sign the contract.
Yeah.
No simulation.
It
So
would
AI
be-
you'd be
that would
fine
be-
with. They're like, hey, Brennan, we
I'd be-
created the Terminator. Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, because now it's going to force us to then make time travel.
Oh,
It's
you're
just,
right.
It just pushes us. Simulation makes
We
us
go
sit around and do
further.
nothing.
But what if a
We
simulation
go
does?
further. It stimulates
people
the
to-
economy a bit.
How does having a simulation help you?
I mean, I don't know.
See, how does it help the average American? That's what I want to know. 2024, Brennan Bauer. No.
So what?
I still wouldn't be old enough. But next, 2028. I think.
36.
I think you would be old enough by then.
I'd be.
You got to be 35.
No, I think I'd
35,
be
36.
35.
How old
You gotta
would
be
I
35.
Either way.
34? I don't know how old I'd be in 20. I don't want to
The
even
youngest
think
is
about
36, I think.
Mm-hmm. JFK, I
Yep.
think. No, I don't think it's JFK. I think JFK is
I think
like
Obama
second or
was the
third
youngest.
youngest. No, Obama was like 41. There were a couple guys that
Was
were
there
in
people
office.
younger?
Yeah, there were a
think
couple
JFK
guys
is
in
the
there at like
Was he
37,
38?
36.
Was he 38? I think JFK was he 38?
I think he was like 36.
36?
Late 30s is like youngest it goes though.
Yeah.
And even then, it's
you
like
have to
there's
be
like
35.
7 guys
See,
that fall into
can
that
we
list,
can
maybe.
we pull up the clip, Jamie?
Pull it up. Youngest presidents. Oh,
How old?
Okay.
43.
wow.
Okay, yeah, I was
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, we were both off.
See,
Very
so what was Obama if y'all say he was 41?
He must have been like.
I think he was
45.
47.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
40.
old?
Yeah, well, fucking.
Well, now it's
How
but
old-
now it's
how
Joe
old
Biden.
is-
Now it's Joe
How old was
Biden.
Barack
now.
Obama?
Right now, I think Joe Biden's
I think Barack
77, so
Obama-
he just took the title as the oldest. Here's my thing: if you have you can
Well, he
only.
technically
You,
still isn't president yet because they're recounting a bunch
Yeah,
of votes.
sure.
So
I think
even
I was,
regardless of that, he has not been
I was
sworn
listen,
in.
I was listening to something today, and they were saying like they were reading through each one of his lawsuits, and they're like, if each one of these went in his favor, it'd be like changing like 11,000 votes, so nothing.
yeah.
Like it wouldn't affect anything,
That's
even
what
if he won all the
Seriously?
like even if he won all his lawsuits, it still wouldn't really mean
Did
anything.
you see they questioned his lawyer, or the lawyer appointed for it, and he said like, no.
They're like, so there is or is not fraud. He's like,
and he goes, no,
currently
I do
no.
not believe there is. And
Yeah.
then they go, okay, do you believe there ever was? No, from what I saw, I do not believe there is. And they're like, okay, thank you.
Okay, so
Are you serious?
why did you wake me up?
At least
Make me
that's
put
what
on
I
this
saw,
robe.
but
Dang, that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure it was accurate.
Right. No, I mean, if a
Yeah.
lawyer is saying that, I mean, he ain't about to say that publicly unless he means
Well, that's the thing, because it was like publicly, it's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, but swear on that Bible, no sir, no sir.
Right,
You know,
yes.
But then again, what if he's
Maybe
an
quick to
atheist
lie.
swearing on a Bible?
well, you can swear on anything you choose. Actually,
Yeah, you seen that one politician like saying like that people can't. He didn't know that people could like swear on anything they wanted. He was like, well, he didn't swear on the Christian Bible.
No, I didn't. Was
You
some
ain't see
guy
that?
getting like mad about it?
Yeah, it was the funniest shit.
You know, you're asking me what I would have my scientists do in this incubator.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I don't think I have an answer because everything that's I want them to do, I think, is kind of being done by Elon Musk already.
That's
You
true.
could beat him. To
What
it.
is Elon Musk
I don't-
doing right now? Like, do y'all know like?
Has anyone seen
specific
that?
thing.
As in, like, all of his specific
Yeah,
ideas?
Currently,
even-
I think
Well,
he's
got the
having
Boring
lunch
Company.
or dinner.
The
with-
what?
The
Yeah,
Boring Company.
Where's he
The
at? What
Boring
time is
Company?
it? He's got a kid now.
He's
So
got
the
a-
Boring
with
Company,
that.
the Boring Company is a company that he's trying to dig holes throughout the United States to make a big
tunnels,
tunnels to make.
not just like little holes.
They're boring. They're boring through the ground.
Yeah, so he's making tunnels to drive through.
The
to-
mole
to ease
people
up
aren't
traffic.
gonna
But
like
not
that.
to drive through, to
Well,
make
autonomous cars.
ultra fast transport
Yeah.
systems, not autonomous
Like bullet
cars,
trains?
like
Well,
bullet
it-
trains, but faster.
Well, duh.
Well, he's saying what
Because
you
Ground.
they can get rid of, if he does it, they can get rid of all the air in those tunnels. Therefore, there's no air resistance, and they can just.
I was
Yo,
hearing that they were gonna,
he's
like, put
he's kind of crazy,
Is there
bro.
potential for the tunnel to explode then? Because I feel like it'd be very
Not if
pressurized if they removed all the air.
I'm sure the scientists.
I don't know.
would.
Yeah, the scientists probably
Yeah.
are looking into this right
Hey, look,
now.
I don't know if you
think
know
we're
this.
We
the
don't
ones.
want all of America to accidentally become a shaken up pop can.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but I went to film school.
Right. Because what if you just bust
So
out
I
and
do
explained
feel
it?
that I am comfortable answering that question.
I do a lot of research when I'm writing. That's for
I'll
sure.
say he was.
Hypothetical.
I was just showing Shane that I think it was yesterday. I want to say it was yesterday. His Starship did one of its static fire tests of one of its engines. So basically, where the engine, like, it launches, it acts as if it's going to launch, but they have it where it doesn't move. It's like not going to fly away, and it looks pretty fucking awesome. It's going to hold eventually 1,000 people, and he's going to have launch like 2 at a time, one with like people or
Is it the
cargo,
Falcon-
and one
Falcon
with
whatever?
just
Is that what it is?
gas.
Are you
Like-
serious?
Yeah.
It's like the Falcon X or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's like let's see if I got a picture of it. It's pretty crazy looking. It's called yeah, we're
To
gonna
make a colony?
this is the video.
Colony on Mars,
actually.
bro.
Colony on Mars?
Yeah, dude.
This is the video of last night, if you can see it.
Yeah.
There's also they're making the Falcon Heavy or whatever that's supposed to hold like 16,000 pounds, which is like more than
Yeah, I think it's
something ridiculous like that.
Probably 16,000 tons. I was going to say pounds sounds like not a lot for a big old spaceship.
You
Probably
Yeah.
tons.
think so?
I don't know.
Never lifted 16,000 pounds or tons.
It's
I
just-
thought
So it's hard to say how heavy it is.
I remember reading the thing and saying only 16,000 whatever,
Okay.
and being like, I thought it could carry more than that.
Just to be safe, we're
Fair
gonna say
enough.
more than 5 pounds.
Minimum.
It's
minimum-
definitely.
at
You know
least-
what? Let's give it at least 3 bodies. So let's go 360 pounds.
We
tops.
probably weigh
I'm
less
comfortable saying
combined.
that. At least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So no, it's gonna carry a weight greater than the 4 of us.
Yes.
It could probably carry us.
Hopefully.
At
I mean,
least.
hopefully.
At least. Plus, the spacesuits are also like 100 something pounds too. So
That's true.
Seriously?
I don't know. Did you see his spacesuits? They look pretty awesome.
No, I didn't.
He really out here, though.
Because
That's crazy.
Because when they just went to
It all looks awesome, but even then, the ship didn't get a foot off the ground. You know, not gonna blast you.
that wasn't meant. No, that was meant not to go.
Waste of money.
Waste of money. Fuel he just burned.
I'm gonna go on a big trip, and then I start my car and run it in my driveway for 2 hours, and then I go, oh boy, what a good trip.
Here's the thing though, is that I don't think NASA always did that maybe, and then sometimes they blow up in the sky.
Oh,
That happened
yeah.
once.
Didn't it happen twice?
no, it happened a couple times
Didn't it happen
actually.
I think once in the sky, once just on the land.
With
just
people
once
in
It
it?
only
There were-
happened
Yeah.
once
You
with
guys,
people in it.
You guys remember
No, it
Jeremy's
happened
Space
twice.
One? There was one time where they did a test rocket and it blew up.
Yeah, but that was a test rocket.
But there was
Yeah, but
one.
still, it was
no,
way
there
There's
was,
back
only been
when.
one time where it's blown up with people in it.
no, there's twice.
I think
because
people on an expedition.
actually no, there was 3 times because there was the Challenger,
Mm-hmm.
which blew up, and then there was one in 2003. I don't think that was the Challenger. Was that the Challenger in 2000?
No,
No,
Challenger
Challenger was
was
a
in
while
like
ago.
Yeah,
the
that's right.
80s,
The
yeah.
Challenger was in the 80s. In 2003, where I remember one blew up when I was a kid. I think it was the Columbus, maybe, or something. I used to be making up names that sound like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I know one blew up in 2003, and then there's one that blew up. I think before they went to the moon, one
Yeah.
blew up in testing, like
Test pilots,
But
yeah.
it wasn't. It didn't get launched. It was just like, all right, close the door. Let's just run through the simulation and turn it all on. And then
Are you serious?
yeah, they turned everything on. Then there was like a leak, and it just blew up inside. And
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
yeah,
They
they
were,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you serious?
I was watching something
Yeah.
about the just the other not too long, just like in the last couple of weeks. I was watching a video about the Challenger, and they were interviewing a like a former astronaut, and he was like, "Oh, they didn't die in the explosion." He's like, "They died when they crashed in the water." And
Really? Wow.
the guy interviewing him was like, "Well, NASA says that they don't know exactly what happened." He's like, "Cool." He's like, "I'm telling you
Helps
what
you sleep better,
He's
doesn't
like,
it?
"I'm telling
Yeah.
you what happened."
Cool.
crazy.
he's like they tried their best to land that thing,
I was
but they couldn't.
It was going that fast.
I was
Yeah,
I
it
was
was-
reading
they're-
something about because I was very curious one day, and I was like, why don't we just send our trash to space? You know
Yeah, no,
why
I
we-
was thinking that
You know why we
yesterday.
don't?
Why?
It'll get stuck in our orbit or something.
No, we don't give a fuck
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
We already got a bunch of trash
yeah,
up there.
but you know, specifically going to the sun, it's like the chance of calculating that correctly is like only at 98%, which seems like a high number, right? Like, oh, of course, but that 2%, where does that trash go? And also, that 2%, what if the rocket explodes in our orbit, or
Yeah,
You
I
know,
did.
they
I
were just
did.
raining trash on
I
everybody.
did definitely hear about the
Flaming
idea
trash,
of
yeah.
it,
Flaming,
of
raining
it,
trash.
of it
Yeah,
blowing
it's
up in
the worst.
orbit.
Yes.
Industrial trash, I bet
dude.
too.
That'd be horrible. I thought about why don't we burn the trash, but then I guess that'd be bad
Yeah,
for
That's
like.
very bad.
That's like terrible.
I was like, I don't have much ideas for
We could-
trash.
Brennan's
We
the
could
guy
throw it
who's
in
like-
Mar-
who
we could
throws
throw it in
his
Mariana's
cans in the
Trench.
fire,
I mean, like,
bottles
how-
in the fire.
Pollute
Here's the
the
thing, though.
ocean.
How
Yeah.
hot can we get it? You know, I mean, like, you know, like
Global warming's not real.
Here's
It's
my
only been
thing.
75 degrees the past week.
When we were
Right.
testing
Which
all
is
of
crazy.
those nuclear weapons, why didn't we have trash next to it? You know, if it was destroying the buildings, it would probably destroy the trash too.
They built cities just to blow them up. What the fuck, guys?
Wait, blow what up?
In the 50s.
Oh, you're talking about for,
to
like,
test
nuke tests?
nukes, they'd be like, boys, we've just,
They
you know,
built small
tested 'em.
towns. All right.
Doesn't matter. Taxpayer money made to build a town, then blow it up. Waste. Waste.
Well, think about even this.
Waste.
Yeah, then
Think
there's a
about- hold
whole
on.
city.
We were
like,
just talking about
right
the waste
here.
and testing the rocket
Yeah.
and not letting it fly. What about the waste of building a bomb just to explode it on nobody?
Waste.
Just to see, like, all right, we built it.
All
Let's
right.
see if it works.
Okay, well, you
all right,
know-
build another one just like that.
You
Now
know-
let's see if this one works.
You know that was my job in the military.
No, I
right?
definitely,
Brennan?
if I could,
Wait, you were in the military?
You know that was my job in the military. was
and
to
it
build
finally
bombs.
comes out.
Wait, oh, damn, why did I just believe that?
No, I'm
that's
serious.
True.
Oh,
He
seriously?
is 100% true.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was in the military to
Yeah.
build bombs.
Hey, I appreciate your
Everyone take a look
service,
on your
bro.
screens. We're going to be having the items to how to
Yeah,
build a
happy
bomb. It's
Veterans
really
Day, bro.
important.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Jake CYPERT. So let me ask you this, CYPERT.
But wait, hold on. We can't even move off
That's
of
not
that.
even a
No,
proper
we won't.
salute. Get the fuck
CYPERT,
outta
what
here,
is your
bro.
favorite bomb to build?
The only one I ever built was called the Mark 82. And basically, building bombs is here's a fin, here's a fuse, here's a fuse. All right, put it on the plane. I don't want it anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's crazy though.
It was like 2 months of training to build a bomb. Like we don't build the explosive part of it. or
Right,
anything like
100%.
Okay. Oh,
that.
they
We just put it all
they
together.
give
Yeah.
you like a box of like a jigsaw puzzle, and they're
Essentially,
like
yeah.
this, and it's like
Yeah.
ages like 18 and up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you're
17 and up, really. If you graduate early.
and they're just like, all right, so everyone take out your bomb making kits, and you guys.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. But I did go to a bomb range and actually see exactly what you're talking about. Building a bomb just to see it explode.
Did you get to go in like the bunker with like
I
just
think
like the slits?
that's more fine than the nuke situation.
Yeah, the nuke
Yeah,
situation is
yeah.
a little different.
Yeah, that's
These
crazy.
weren't that big of bombs.
Especially since they do it like in the same, like they do it like they were testing them in Nevada. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
people live in Nevada.
Do you
Yeah.
know how much destruction that stuff? Like, I mean, not saying like just. I'm saying like even when they dropped it on like
No,
Hiroshima.
it
that
rips
shit-
the ozone layer as one effect as well. When every time a nuke went off, another rip happened. because
Are you
it's
serious?
Just, yeah, it's
I
just
would
a ton of
imagine so,
radiation
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
You got to think, it just damages
And
it.
then everyone dies, all
Yeah.
of them, anyone near it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, if you're within like 4 miles,
If you're lucky, you might
gone.
go
Yeah, you're
blind.
I heard,
through.
I heard. I think it
Have
was
some bad skin
the
issues.
second.
Yeah.
Cancer.
And you
Yeah.
don't even know. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You better
Yeah,
hope
if you're
you're
lucky,
right up
the
under
only thing
it.
left of you is literally
Yeah.
a shadow.
If it's
In the sky. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the more destruction when it blows up there.
Well, do you remember that there's the
You're
story
like-
of the
Yeah.
there's that
that was-
one guy who was like right under it when it blew up, and it was so bright it burned his shadow into the ground.
yeah, there's a bunch of instances of that.
Yeah.
People real close.
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
That's
but
crazy.
like think about how crazy that is. I used to have a fear like that about that. Like,
The whole
just-
country should have a feel like
Yeah,
that.
you should have lived here in the '60s.
there is a
guess that is true.
great Japanese film called I Live in Fear from 1956, and it is about that specifically.
I live in
There's
fear.
another great
It's about
Japanese.
this old man. I know there's another one. It's about
called
this old
Godzilla.
man. Yes, it's about this old man who is like very rich, but after the nukes are dropped on Japan, he starts to lose it a bit. And his
Naturally.
family naturally,
Yeah,
and like
naturally.
the movie's really good because it just talks a lot about like the fears of the nation at the time, and also like his family's trying to figure out what do we do with dad. Dad wants to like move to like Cambodia or something. I couldn't remember what it was, but yeah, great movie. I'd recommend it.
Because I feel like just even thinking about that, it's like they literally didn't even know what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
It just at one moment they was here, and then literally it was just
They
gone.
don't
Does it-
need to know what happened to them. They're
Yeah,
dead.
but
Does
I'm
it-
just saying like that's how quick it happened. Like
It
imagine
was
not
in-
knowing what
in
not
19th
even knowing that
the
you
day
don't even
before
exist no
that,
more.
it's like an unimaginable horror.
Right.
Like try to describe to someone like there's a weapon that will vaporize someone. They go, you've been reading too many comic books. This
Yeah.
is the real world.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I can. But can you imagine those two
Fuck
things?
it.
You know, we dropped those 2 bombs. People are still even affected, I'm sure, to this day by the
Sure.
radiation.
Yeah. You want to hear what's
But
more
yet,
fucked
but
up?
yet we still have a Pearl Harbor Day,
Yeah.
and
You know what's
like,
more
that seems very
fucked up
petty,
about that?
doesn't it?
Huh?
Those 2 bombs are the smallest nuclear bombs we've
Yeah.
ever exploded.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I definitely have heard that, like the ones we have now are like they're nothing. They're like the ones we have now, the ones we dropped are nothing compared to what we actually. See, but everyone talks about like other countries, like I don't want another. We don't want like Korea, North Korea, or all these other countries to get nuclear weapons. And I say I'm not afraid of that. I'm worried about other countries getting drones. You know, like no one, if anyone gets a nuke, they get them, but they don't drop them. We're the only ones crazy enough to drop them. It's like if people get drones, that's when we're all really screwed. You know?
I mean, I think everyone kind of does. I mean,
yeah,
at
all
least
the-
they
all
have
the
the
civilized countries do.
starting
I mean,
capabilities.
well, when
I'd
they start
say.
sending the drones over here, then is when we're screwed.
Well, we're not. Yeah.
I'm sure
Are you
we
serious?
do.
Oh yeah,
I
we
didn't
do.
know that.
We have like laser anti-aircraft systems and shit like that. It's
Wait, but they don't carry anybody. They just
I know at
stand
one
up in
point
the
they were.
sky?
I guess there was that
drones?
that
Yeah.
Drones don't carry
Reagan
right now.
wanted to put like
Drones-
missiles
Right, I'm
in
talking
the,
about
in
our-
the
you saying-
satellites.
Yeah, he
Oh,
wanted
no,
to,
they're
for
from
the
the
Star
ground.
Wars
Oh, okay,
program.
okay.
They
Yeah.
said they actually wanted. I guess they just released documents that
We
they
got
wanted to use
lasers
that
like
for
that?
like,
Like some
not
Star
just for
Wars
defense, but
laser
for,
guided
they
shit.
potentially wanted to use it for offense
I think
too.
they are testing.
Which is
lasers
everyone
that
was like,
actually can
"Oh
do
my
it.
god!"
Oh,
It was
okay.
like, "Really? You weren't? You didn't think that was that was what they wanted them for?
What?
Duh.
That we were gonna I don't know exactly how it was, but there was like when Reagan was the president, there was like this talk of it was like the
Star Wars program,
yeah, the Star
yeah.
Wars program, which was like a satellite program that was meant to stop ICBMs while they were being launched,
Like over the ocean.
while they were flying.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
And then I guess it came out recently that they had plans to not only do that for defense, but to like use it as like a weapon to attack people. It's like that scene from The Happening. What? No. Like you. Oh, I can't.
We would never.
us. But all right, so 2 minutes left. So
Yeah.
how should we end this?
That was a whirlwind.
Yeah,
though.
that we-
I do got to say
Yeah,
that.
I don't
that
think we
was
talked about anything that we were planning.
that
or
was.
something.
I had fun though.
Yeah, it was good.
I'll say
was a
that.
good
I had fun.
conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
It
getting
was-
to know you guys and you guys
Yeah.
having a good conversation with me because people don't have that enough. Just conversations,
Mhm.
Not
CYPERT,
about nothing too hard on you either.
if
Yeah,
you
exactly.
knew about
Enjoying it.
aliens at Selfridge Air Base, would you tell me?
Dude, of course.
All right, yeah, good. You
trust me.
real.
Have you ever seen any suspicious flyovers?
No.
Any type of encounter.
Well, I mean,
ever, even like as a
on
kid or
base?
something.
Oh well.
Either one.
Haven't
Just
we,
like
haven't we all?
Wait,
but I'm
something,
okay.
like
But
some
what's
weird
yours,
flashing
real
lights
quick?
and
Oh,
shit?
This
I
is
thought
how
you
it
meant like
What's
we
yours
all
then?
been like.
Haven't we all been bomb makers in Selfridge Air Base? Send us out with your
The weirdest
story.
weirdest thing I ever saw. I was driving. I think, and it was just like it's just one of those like weird spotlight things. And I thought it was just like a flyover, like a regular, like they were doing night flying in Selfridge or whatever, which they do randomly. Not really randomly, they schedule it out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Random to us. And it's it's flying. There's like a spotlight on it, and then it just stopped, midair. It just kind of light went around, and then it went off the other way, and I was like, okay,
We don't do that.
that's definitely not one of ours.
Oh,
I was right
man.
next to Selfridge too, which is why I thought that, and I guess it could have been like the Coast Guard helicopter,
Mm-hmm.
but it'd be really weird where it was.
Hey, he's just covering up right now.
Alrighty. And that was Booth Talk. See you next week, maybe, if we're not abducted.
Or shut down.
Or shut down. We're probably going to get